This is KIFS Crypto here with your weekly news update. Now, the reason crypto is in the red is because the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike has been declared at a 75 basis point. Now, a lot of the times, and this is something that a quick tip that I think that you could learn from this is the markets tend to sometimes price in or react before the news comes out. Like with the recession, it reacted to the recession, crypto reacted to the recession 3 to 4 months before it actually came out. So that's something that you should keep in mind. Like with the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike, you can see based on this chart that a lot of people predicted and anticipated that it was a high likelihood it's going to be a 75 basis point, whereas a small percentage of people predicted that would be 100 basis point. Now, this was priced into the market and the crypto reacted earlier. So when the news came out, it didn't have that much of an effect because it was already priced in 1 week prior to it actually being declared. And this is something that is very important to know so that you can trade not just based on the timing of the news, but based on, depends on the type of news, of course, a 1 month or 1 week prior to the news actually coming out, so you can trade the anticipation. Another thing I think that's really important is simply the fact that this has been the highest it's ever been raised in the last 40 years, and that's very concerning. As you can see, based on Ethereum, what was once acting as resistance is now support, and the new support is at 1,280. So if it drops below that and it breaks that support, the next support I can see is it zoops all the way down to $1,000, $1,010 to 1,010 to be more precise. So these are the kind of levels that I'm seeing at the moment with the Ethereum chart. So for Bitcoin, as you can see by the chart, and I mentioned this in the previous weekly update where I talked about Bitcoin and a lot of traders being quite bearish and seeing Bitcoin reaching 17,600, which was its lowest of the year in May. And after it reaches those levels, if it breaks that support, then I can see it going all the way down to $16,000. So here's a recent update on the merge. Now you can see that the merge took place and it was a success last Thursday morning. And what actually happened is it's completely ended the proof of work mechanism. It's 99.9% less electricity now. So you can tell all your eco-friendly friends that Ethereum is very eco-friendly at this point. It's using 90% less Ethereum is being issued every day. And you don't have to worry about Ethereum's extreme volatility. Now, let me explain more about that. So when you see Ethereum, you can see that because it's in a proof of stake mechanism at the moment, you can see that a lot of the holders have to hold around 32 ETH to participate in staking. And because that's such a huge amount of ETH and there's so many holders, they can't just remove their stake that easily. Ethereum is launching pockets of time and space where you have small increments and where you can, as a holder or staker, you can move it. But it's very gradual. So what happens is this, along with the EIP 1559 launch that happened a few months ago, this has made Ethereum quite inflationary. So that, coupled with a lot of the stakers in Ethereum itself and not being able to easily remove their stake and having small increments of time to do that, it's created a more stable Ethereum. Not that it's not going to be volatile at all. it's not going to be as extreme as it was before. Moving into Cardano, I'd really like to talk about my journey with Cardano, because the thing is, last year with the Alonso upgrade, Cardano's ecosystem was effectively a ghost town, right? Like, a lot of builders couldn't build anything on Cardano because, first of all, its block size, its block space was really small and limited, and you couldn't get much done from it. The second thing I found with Cardano is there are a lot of delays in their upgrades. So I started losing hope with the project. And that was mainly after Alonso. I stopped really, the hopium about Cardano just popped. So my journey has been quite rocky with Cardano. And everything changed after the Vassal upgrade, because now Cardano has got an actual use case. It's increased network capacity, improvements to Plutus that allow powerful apps to be built on it, and lower cost transactions. So this has brought a huge footfall of projects coming to Cardano, giving Cardano its strong use case, giving a lot of projects a lot of excitement to build on Cardano. As you can see here, these are the kind of projects that have already been built. There's already 12 projects on board the Cardano blockchain. Moving on to the amount of projects building on Cardano. So you have 98 projects which are already launched. You got 32 which are launching in Q3, Q4. You got 11,000 in technical in Discord, which means it's building and it's being developed and it's finishing touches. But a total of 1,100 projects being built on Cardano. Now, at the moment, from what I see, it's mostly NFT projects, because it's of course quite easy to launch an NFT project compared to launching dApps and lending protocols. However, I can see as the ecosystem develops over time, and like wine, it ages, you can see a good balance and shift to the system where you find a lot of dApps, a lot of lending protocols, and an even distribution of NFTs as well. So at the moment, it's already getting good traction. It's doing it systematically and scientifically, which is what Cardano is known for, having a very scientific, research-based approach. It can all sound good until you actually see it come alive. So I can see this coming alive, and it's quite exciting for me, and I'm definitely jumping in on Cardano as an investment. So on September 27th, we got another launch happening. And basically, to understand what this is, the September 27th Mainnet Launch allows improvements to, when you're building the app, there's less transaction costs. So it's improving on that. And it's also improving on cutting down the data used while building the app. Ukraine is the #1 in adoption of cryptocurrency globally at this very moment. And the reason I brought this up is that it's a very important point to see a live example of how the traditional market, the traditional banks fail. Just in the sense that a lot of the Ukrainians, their hard-earned money at one point was stuck in banks. Banks would not allow them to withdraw the money, and that's horrible and horrendous. So they've moved to crypto to be free with their assets and the money, which rightly so, that's how it should be. During times of war, times of crisis, this is when true waters are tested. Because everyone can talk. But here, the crypto space is actually showing you a live case scenario of its strength and power. Terra's collapse has brought a lot of attention from regulatory bodies to crypto. And you could see a lot of crypto crackdowns happening legally around the season of autumn. So it's best to kind of place yourself and be prepared, and even keep yourself in tune with the macro news so you know how to adjust your investment portfolio. Also, the reason I am predicting autumn to be the season of crypto crackdowns is simply based on if the price goes lower, because what I've seen in previous bear markets is when crypto crashes or goes down even further, a lot of these regulatory bodies feel like they have a lot more power and their words can impact a lot more, and judicial power is a lot more stronger, so they try to take advantage of that because it's quite tricky to do it when someone's at the top. So it's easy to beat someone on the ground when they're already on the ground. That's basically the psychology behind it. Since we're in the topic of Terra Luna, I'd like to dive into the co-founder, Do Kwan. There is an arrest warrant for Do Kwan. He has stated that he is not on the run and that he is in Singapore. The authorities in South Korea are asking Interpol to issue a red notice for Do Kwan. He's lost a lot of people's money, and it is not justified how calm and cool he appears to be. Although that may not be the case, even so. In May, it was said that he was in Singapore. However, the Singapore police have confirmed to the press that he is no longer in the city-state. So where is this man? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm here for your recent crypto reviews and weekly updates and news.